We have to start with meteorologist Brittany Rainey. And Brittany, as we said off the top, it is extremely dangerous right now.
It is. We had a band of heavy rain that sat right over the same spots overnight. So all the areas that you're seeing highlighted in blue, that's where we have flash flood warnings in effect until 6 to 7 a.m. this morning. So that's all the way from Collin County, Dallas, Tarrant County, and then extending back towards Hood and Somerville. This is where we've picked up several inches of rain. We're talking around 4 inches, and that's what's leading to flooding and flash flooding throughout the area. So right now on first alert radar, we're seeing the heaviest of the precipitation in the red and yellow, now finally shifting eastward, headed over towards Greenville in the Sulphur Springs area. Dodge City also looking at some of that moderate rain. Terrell, you're getting into some lighter precipitation, and then down towards the Kemp area, we're also looking at some of that moderate rain with the line extending all the way back to Waco. This will continue to shift off to the northeast around Corsicana. But we're finally starting to see that rain breaking up a little bit back to the west as this line shifts over into East Texas. But this is radar estimated rainfall over just the past 12 hours. And even though this might be overdoing the rainfall totals, it gives you an idea of where we saw that heaviest band set up for several hours. So this is a radar loop over the last 12 hours. And for 3 to 4 hours, it's sat right over the Metroplex, and that's why we're waking up to those flash flood warnings throughout the area. The good news is that we're going to see this rain moving out, and it will not be with us all day, but this flood watch still in effect until 7 a.m. for all the Metroplex. But our rain chances, those are going to be tapering off, especially around mid-morning. We will be significantly drier with just an isolated shower chance this afternoon. But we have Nick out on the roadways tracking where we're seeing some of those worst conditions. Nick, what are you seeing?
Hey, Brittany. Yeah, we are obviously seeing a lot of wet conditions all morning long as it's been raining heavily for several hours, causing havoc for a lot of drivers out on the roadways this morning. I'll show you kind of what we're looking at right now. We're kind of by the 183 Loop 12 area here in Irving, where Madison will talk about this in just a moment. There's an accident causing a huge backups around this area. But I've kind of noticed everyone driving in slower speeds. There is a lot of low-lying water in several areas, especially around this construction zone that we're at right now. So you just want to make sure if you see a lot of water on the roadways to try and avoid it, because depending on where you're at, it could be very deep. And as we've seen some vehicles just stall out because the water either getting in their cars or they have to be on the side of the roadways. I've seen a few first responders out and about helping people, a few folks out stranded on the roadways if they are in some of these higher water areas. You can see a crew member just in front of us here a little bit, but just make sure that you keep 2 hands on the wheel and make sure that you have enough time if you're heading out on the roadways. But we'll send it over to Madison with updates on all the road conditions all throughout the Metroplex. Hey there, Madison.
Hey, Nick, and where you're headed is 183 eastbound near Carl Road. Take a look at this text.cam and I'll show you what this current situation is. What's happening is they've shut down 183 eastbound Airport Freeway, all due to high water that has developed on the main lanes of 183. So you can see they're forcing traffic off and onto the service road. Now, as Nick was showing, that is an area that is significantly under construction right now. And oftentimes in those construction zones is where we see drains clog and then that high water develop because the water can't drain off the roadway like it normally would be engineered to do. So that's what we have on 183. Again, complete shutdown eastbound right at Loop 12 in the Irving area. Now, unfortunately, that's not the only place that we're dealing with high water. Fort Worth, man, you have been doused with rainfall overnight. In fact, it has led to the Trinity River in downtown Fort Worth leaving its banks. In fact, reports of one of the minor levees in the area breaking right near Forest Park Boulevard. So we've got Forest Park Boulevard literally underwater, basically from the I-30 corridor all the way over to where Fort Worth City Hall is moving towards that tower just past the 7th Street area. So if you usually take Forest Park Boulevard, it is shut down this morning due to that high water. Another place on the other side of downtown Fort Worth that's flooded is your exit ramp from Lancaster to I-30 westbound right past I-30 in downtown Fort Worth. If you're used to taking this ramp, look at what it looks like right now. It is completely submerged. And this is a good point, guys. This is a ramp that is very dark in the overnight hours. It's very difficult to see, and so you can literally get in that water before you even know it. So if you are traveling and this is usually on your route, look how deep that water is. You can see a vehicle off in the distance, almost completely submerged up to the tires. So that is certainly something you need to be cautious of, because a lot of these low-lying areas like ramps that are dark could have water that has ponded in the overnight hours, and that could lead to your vehicle becoming disabled in that flood water, guys.
No, good information, Madison.